From attic to basement, we're here for you. It's quality service in all we do. Call Taylor. 500 help.
That's right. It's Taylor 500 Help. Taylor Heating and Cooling for all of your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs. It's tailor-made service. It's customized to fit your needs. We're talking about central air units, heating, plumbing, home energy, maintenance plans, financing. What we don't want you to do is stress on the cost of an important repair or replacement. Taylor has resources that can help you. Taylor 500 Help. That's personalized solution, old-fashioned service. Taylor 500 Help. Precision Lawn and Garden, North Avenue in Webster. Precision has been providing Rochester and the surrounding area professional sales, service, and parts since 1969. They know a thing or two when it comes to yard and lawn maintenance. They have everything you need to take care of your lawn. We're talking mowers, blowers, chainsaws, snow blowers. Precision sells quality products from Toro, Aaron's, Ferris Industries, Mantis, Cub Cadet, all of your favorite brands. And with the help of Kimberly and Justin, you will be set up. You cannot go wrong with Precision Lawn and Garden. Precision Lawn and Garden, major credit cards and financing available. Please support our advertisers. They support us here at Kimberly's Revolution and the We the People Podcast Network.
I'm touching the buttons.
Don't touch the button.
Hey, she's back. Live from the We the People broadcast studio in sunny 83 degrees Arundecoit, New York. She's all the way here from South Carolina. She's back. Here she is. It's Kimberly Ray.
Hello from South Kakalaki. Whoop, whoop.
I got to back up.
Oh. Now the dogs are barking.
So
now the dogs are barking. See what happens when everyone gets excited here?
I'm going to have to go all the way back here. My head is so damn big.
I know, right? Is my head big?
Mine is.
Yeah.
All right.
Diesel. I can't control the dogs. Carol and Jim, I can see everyone today because it's all coming up in my restream footage. Linda and Linda Ann. Oh, yeah. So, hi, you guys. Welcome to Kimberly's Revolution. I am Kimberly. That is just Tom. Austin is sitting right, well, he's very far from me. Austin is right there as always. There's Austin. There he is. How are you guys? Yes, as always. Austin doesn't change. You know what I mean?
No, never.
Right.
Austin never changed. Hi,
You
Joanne.
did get a haircut in the last month, though.
You did get a haircut?
Yeah,
he
did.
That's how I do.
That's all you do is get a haircut. Yes, so I am live from South Carolina. There's my mother.
Hey, Lois.
Come in the back of the picture. Can you come over here and say hi? Come over. They can't see you. Come over here. There's my mother. There's my mother. She's not feeling well. Tell Diesel to shush.
You know what's the difference between Rochester and Goose Creek, South Carolina? It's the same temperature, but the humidity here is 44%, and where you are, it's 71%.
Yeah, so it is a little bit warm. Yeah, so I am in South Carolina. We did move here. I did go on vacation. And so everything that everyone's saying, because I see all these different stories online, Tom, and I know you posted something yesterday.
Right.
I think you felt the need to. So what happened that you made that point? Someone accosted you at Wegmans?
Yeah, a nice woman came up to me at Wegmans and basically said that I'm ruining her life because I can't convince you to do a stupid podcast. So I told her I'd give it my best shot and see if I can convince you to continue this charade.
It was never my intention, and you know this.
Right.
And I'm sure you probably told her. It was not my intention not to continue. In fact, we have had several conversations saying, okay, we're going to make this happen.
Yes.
I wanted to get the camera set up. I wanted to get everything, set up so that we could make it seem like I was right there in the studio with you. But,
right.
When you move, sometimes it gets a little crazy. So We are doing this via Zoom today. It seems to be working out all
Yeah,
right,
the
which is
video's
great.
great. The sound is a little echoey because
Um,
you're not in a studio that has padded walls. You're in your kitchen.
well, I've been in a padded wall room before. So,
That's not a
what about Rich?
surprise.
Yes, Rich I mean, yes. So we bought the house together. He retires November, December-ish. So he is back and forth on weekends. We did sell our house. It was never my intention not to continue with the show. Two things. We are continuing with the show, and I am continuing with my real estate license in New York State. As long as I'm up to date, it's my understanding, as long as I'm up to date with everything I need, I can continue to serve clients, and Revere Realty can continue to help me with that. And we'll continue to sell houses just as we have been doing. I mean, as of July, myself and Revere Realty have sold over $2 million in homes in Rochester, and that was just half of the year.
Right.
And since then, we have two more listings under our belt. One closes on Monday, and one just closed 2 weeks ago. So we're pretty grateful, and we're pretty grateful that you guys are sticking with us, and you wondered what was going on. But there was never any, and I said this on my little preview that I gave earlier, there was never ever any situation where we were at odds.
No.
Me, Chad, or just Tom, right?
Well, not any more than we normally are.
Which is not at all.
What?
We're not at odds over anything.
Sure we are.
No. Tom likes no drama, and Chad and I
No.
live for it. So that's the only thing we have. But yeah, so we did decide to sell our house. It was not without careful consideration. And as I mentioned on my preview, if it weren't for Tom and Chad, my exit from the state of New York would have been much sooner. But you guys really threw me a lifeline and helped me make it through. And, between Patty Bardine, who is my coworker, and Tom and Chad, we really made this real estate thing work out. So I'm pretty excited about it. But I'm gonna continue down here, and I'm gonna get my license here in South Carolina, and hopefully we'll be able to open a brokerage here in South
Yeah, that would
Carolina.
be great.
And I will help you navigate the ins and outs of South Carolina real estate, because it can get a little tricky with New Yorkers moving down to South Carolina. The first thing my real estate agent told me when I was getting ready to buy this house, I was going to use a mortgage company out of New York that's licensed in South Carolina. And she said, I think I told you this, Tom, and
Right.
I quote, "Well, now, Kimberly, now let me tell you what. Well, you see, some of these appraisers, well, they don't really take a shine to those New York mortgage companies, and I'll tell you what, you might want to rethink that decision, because appraisers might not work with you." And Tom, I told you, I felt like I was getting the shakedown.
Sure.
I was getting if you don't go with a local mortgage company, appraisers won't help you. And I'm
Wow.
like, okay, that's unethical in New York State. If I did that to a client, oh my
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
I'd be reported, and I'd have to go before the ethics board
Well, we've
again,
been there
again,
again.
again. And Tom and Chad would probably be very unhappy with me. So
Yeah.
I said to her, I said, I'm sorry, did you just tell me if I don't go with a mortgage company out of South Carolina locally here, that an appraiser won't appraise the house for the amount I'm buying it for? Well, now, no, I didn't say that exactly. So these are the
You got
things
to
that I
work
can
on
help
your
you.
accent, by the way. Are you
I
going to
know.
start talking like that every day?
God, let's hope not. So I am happy to be here, and we did decide. It came up unexpectedly. My mother-in-law, who lives down here, gave us a phone call and said a house is up for sale. Why don't you guys take a look at it? We did. We took a look at it. It turned out it was perfect for our situation. It had an in-law for my mother. It has enough room for all of us and the animals, and it has a pool. Now I will tell you, the house was built in 68 and the in-law was put on in 71. There have been updates since then, but the kitchen is primarily original to 68. The cabinets and everything. So I've got a remodeler coming over tomorrow.
Starting already.
And yeah, we're starting already. I mean, we're looking at probably October to start. Rich and I are going to do the demo ourselves, but I mean, you've been doing a little bit of that. You got a pool.
Yeah, Lori and I put in a pool in the last month, and things are going well. I didn't plan on the cost of this. The cost of basically everything is double now. So I don't know what it is like down there, but you sure sold your house at just the right time. Talk about perfect timing.
It was almost
right.
We almost missed it.
Yeah, you missed. You got it by a week, I think.
The market has certainly changed. I want to say we overpaid for this house that I'm in, but it was the house we needed. And it's got a lot of updates that need to be done, and the wiring is done all backwards. I had an electrician here 2 days ago that said, I don't know who wired this house, but they must have been stupid. And I'm like, oh my God, you're a man after my heart. I can't imagine. I mean, you know, the wiring is backwards. Nothing is up to code.
Don't be stupid.
Don't be stupid. That's right. Don't be stupid.
Hit the buttons.
Yes. Someone's asking, is Chloe still, yes, Chloe is still employed as a police officer. She is still in Greece. She is not moving. So she is there. Her mama is here. So it's okay. She's a big girl. My mom is with us. That's why you just saw her, because she's staying in the in-law suite. But it's so funny, you know, we always say, hey, these days with the housing market, you can't really go with an inspection. And so this house, we'd only been in it a week, and the toilet started in my mom's area, started not flushing. And I'm like, Mom, are you putting too much toilet paper down the toilet? Why isn't, because we've had to plunge it twice. So I called the plumber that I had come up anyway, because he had to hook up my ice. He had to do the water line to the ice for the refrigerator. Would you hear her? She's growling at me.
Where's Dixie?
Dixie's right there, but it's Bella that's acting up. So I called the plumber back and I said, hey, listen, we're having an issue with my mom's toilet. We just replaced all the toilets because they were like made for midget people. Have you ever seen, I don't know what happened back in the 60s when they were building houses, but they had toilets that were like for little people.
Yeah.
And there were 3 little people toilets in this house.
And the water is right up next to the edge of the toilet, basically.
Oh my God. Yes. So we bought 3 new toilets, adult size.
Yeah, I think everybody does that when they buy a new house. You don't want to use other people's toilets, right?
I don't want to poo where someone else's poo.
Right.
I just don't want to sit my big old butt where someone else's poop. I just don't.
This doesn't seem right.
It's just weird, right?
Yeah, right.
So guy came over, took the toilet off. Man, you want to come in here and take a look at what we found? There's an entire tree root in the pipe. My mom's area sits on a slab of concrete because it was an addition, so there's no crawl space. I have to hire a cement company to come in and cut the concrete from her bathroom door to the toilet so that the plumbers can get the tree root out of the toilet pipe. It's literally, you can see it, it's huge, it's a tree root. Now the plumber said, and I quote, there's no way the people living here did not know that that was there.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to thank her for that. Thank you very much for several $1,000s that you just cost me, because
sounds like a latent defect to me.
I can go after them,
the
right?
laws in South Carolina.
non-disclosure, latent defect, right?
Right. Sure.
So the plumber said, no way they haven't known about this for at least 6 months. He says, this is a problem that they would have had daily. And I'm like, oh my God. So yesterday cost me several hundred just for the plumbers to be here. They had to run the camera up to see how big the root was. They don't have the tools to get the root out of the pipe. So
They can't just like take a drill and bore it out and like dig it out.
No, because it's on a concrete slab, so they have to cut the concrete to get to the pipe. So
Welcome to South Carolina.
That's going to cost me about $1,000, and then it's going to cost another $1,000 for the plumbers to take over after they cut the concrete. Then I have to have the concrete repoured in the bathroom, and then I have to get new flooring. So I just want to thank the seller for that. I appreciate you for leaving that problem for me.
How are the termites?
I don't have any termites.
Well, there you go. You're good then.
I don't have any termites. But my mom, okay, so when we moved, we closed on our house July 28th. We left 2 days later for vacation. We came back from vacation and we moved. It was me and my mother, 3 cats, and a dog in the Jeep. And my husband, we had movers come and load up a 26-foot moving truck. My husband drove the 26-foot U-Haul with 2 Chihuahuas down to South Carolina.
Was it about 18 hours, 16 hours? How long of a drive is it?
It was about 13, 14 hours.
13, 14 hours?
Yeah, the movers came late. That was fun. And we got a really late start. So my mom and I didn't get out of Rochester until about 2:30 that Monday, which would have been, I think, the 8th. And we got into our house, walked into the house. It was 3:30, almost 4 o'clock.
Wow.
When we stepped into the house, and Rich didn't arrive till 5:30, and the movers down here right on time at 8 o'clock. We were exhausted.
Well, you had another issue too, I think, right?
We had COVID.
At the same time. What a nightmare.
I got sick on vacation when we were down in Edisto at the beach house Thursday night. So we had been there 4 days, and I started not feeling well on Thursday night, Thursday afternoon. Someone else had been sick prior to that. My girlfriend Sabine's husband, Neil, he was sick. 2 days later, I got sick. And then 2 days later, Rich gets sick. And we're deathly ill, and we're trying to move.
What a nightmare of a weekend.
And it was horrible. And I'm driving, and I'm sick, and I'm hacking. And then my mother gets sick. And I had her back at urgent care yesterday. She doesn't have COVID, but she just has a horrible, I just fixed her dinner. She's only been able to keep down scrambled eggs and toast for like 3 days.
Could be worse.
But I will tell you, I've been through the ringer. It's not been without drama, but we're happy. The house has solid, good bones. I'm excited about it. There's a lot of updating. By this time next year, Tom, I hope to have it 100% the way I want it.
Nice.
Yeah. So we took down all the curtains. They had curtains up, I think, from like 1978. So we
just chucked them all.
All the blinds, all the curtains, everything just went. And we went and bought wood blinds from Home Depot. So, Linda says, you don't look like you've been through the ringer. Oh, we have. Moving is stressful under the best circumstances. But
that's why I haven't moved since 1990.
I'm never moving again. And my daughter said, Mom, you said that when you moved into that house, the last house in Greece. So I'm really going to miss that house. I'm going to miss Rochester. I spent 22 years of my life there. I raised my daughter there. She went to preschool there. She went to elementary school at Hilton. She graduated from Hilton High School. She You know, she went to Roberts Wesleyan after she left Winthrop, which is down here, and um, I'm gonna miss it. I mean, Rochester's a great town, but one, you can't afford to live there with the taxes.
Yeah, it's
Um,
brutal.
it's brutal. It's brutal paying for everyone else who wants everything for free, and they're sucking people like us dry. And quite frankly, I mean, you know, financially, we were just at a crossroads. Um, and two, the freaking politics I just can't stand. I just, I can't stand Hochul. I can't stand the Democratic state. I can't stand the anti-gun policy, but it's okay for gangs on the street to shoot each other to bloody hell. The politics were killing us. I will tell you on this almost 3,500 square foot ranch that we have. Yes. The Rambler,
Wow, that's
it's,
big.
it's like 3,470 square feet. My taxes are a little over $1,271.
You can't get a taxes on a tree fort here for that.
When I tell people down here that my taxes were 12,800, they look at me like I am lying to them. And I said, I am not lying to you. My taxes were over $12,000 on an average home in Greece.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's
So
another reason why I won't move, because my taxes are like 6,000. So
yeah, and here's the thing, you think you're lucky.
yeah, I'm happy at 6,000.
You think that's that mind fuck, right?
Yeah,
That's that brainwashing
yeah,
that they
you'll
have
like it.
done to
Take
you.
it, you'll like it, right?
Yeah, 6,000. Just think how lucky you are, Tom.
Yeah,
Your
my
house,
father-in-law's place that he had north of Tampa, like 4,000 square feet, $700,000 house. His taxes were like $5,000.
yeah, they're less here in the state
Crazy.
of South Carolina.
Yeah.
So I went down to the DMV today thinking, what a freaking headache this is going to be, right? So I took everything, my passport, my driver's license, my social security number, 2 pieces of mail that we've gotten with my name and the address on it. And I walk right in, there's no one there. There's another lady turning in license plates. There's 3 people working behind the counter, right?
Mhm.
I go right up, I fill out the application. I took the eye test. They print up your license right there. You wait 5 minutes. I was literally in the DMV 10 minutes. Not even kidding you.
That's hard to believe.
They print it up right there. I've already got the valid colored driver's license in my possession.
How'd the picture turn out?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad. I mean, you know, the lady laughed at me.
You couldn't use the same one from 47 years ago, like in New York. You just keep using the same one.
I know. I've used the same one, I think, since like, I don't know, 4 years after we moved.
At some point, I was like 25 or 28. I'm like, they're like, I think you need to get a new picture.
Yeah, yeah. So we're pretty excited for what the future has. I know there's going to be a lot of work. I am not great with chaos. So I know the next 7 or 8 months and I can't do anything until Rich gets down here full time. And it's going to drive me crazy because I need to get these floors torn out because they're heinous. They're just so gross. I don't know how the people that lived here with these floors. Ugh.
Do you wear your shoes in the house?
I wear my shoes in the house at all times. Unlike the dogs pee, puke, whatever you do, no big deal. But we've got the flooring picked out. I'm talking to the remodeler for the kitchen guy tomorrow. But the big thing is I have to get this plumbing issue figured out.
Yeah, sounds like it.
But I mean, people just, they have their limit. And I think ours was just, people still said shitty things. Even after you try to move on and do better in another career. There was, I think, a radio show about 3 weeks ago that said a very snide, hateful thing about me selling real estate and said, some ridiculous statement. Oh, she's with that real estate company that only sells to white people. I mean,
Who
even in
says
jest, huh?
it's not even true, but who says that?
Also, real estate to anyone who freaking wants to give me money.
The one thing about the real estate business that people need to understand, the only color that matters is green.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah, it's all about the
Um,
money.
I don't
It's
know.
all it's very cutthroat, and it's all about the money. Nobody cares who you are.
Hey, Doug, fuck off, Doug. Listen, that little Dougie Anderson, that little Dickie Dougie Anderson, I had to respond to him earlier. He needs to fuck off.
Yeah, he's been a troll for a while now.
Yeah, fuck you, Doug. How about that? He says you have a face for radio. You can fuck off. And your little Dickie Dougie. Don't come at me. I will come right after you, Doug. But what was I saying? You know, I think it doesn't even matter what radio station said it because their ratings are shit anyway. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just that fact that, you know, I just thought that's enough. You know what? This opportunity came up.
Sure. It's been almost 2 years. Our anniversary will be in a month. Our second anniversary here, Kimberly's Revolution. So, I mean, it's been over 2 years since, you know, the incident there. So, I mean, yeah, you gave it a shot and now it's time to move on.
Yeah. Look, everyone's telling Doug to fuck off. That's right, Doug, fuck off. So yeah, we just decided enough's enough, and we sold our house to this lovely couple, and I hope they're going to be just as happy as we were there.
They're going to be even happier when the taxes become 20 grand next year. Right? Because the town of Greece is going to come looking for them.
Riley is going to come looking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so, you know, and I say all this, and you responded yesterday saying, hey, we don't know where the show is going, whatever. But I mean, you know, the fact of the matter is, you know, we're invested in doing the show, and we're going to continue to do the show. And with that said, I was just thinking to myself, don't people have anything better to gossip about? I mean, like, you know, shitty radio hosts that don't even have, you know, halfway decent shows, and or you know, parties that apparently have Kentucky Fried Chicken served at them.
Let me ask you a question before we get to the actual news. I don't know how much news we're going to get to today, but where do you see where'd go? Hang on, I just lost myself.
Oh, Beth says, hello, gorgeous. Congratulations on the move. Gorgeous Beth, I love you.
My question, Kimberlina, is where do you see, I mean, you provide all the content to the show. I don't really do anything. I just show up and, you know, do stupid grandpa jokes.
Whatever.
But the point is, where do you see the show, the theme? Do you see it still more as local here in Rochester? You're going to try to shift it to more national, or do you keep it pretty much the same? Or
I don't see the show changing. Yeah, I see it the same. I see the show sticking to the format that we've always had. I see, you know, playing with buttons. Stop playing with the button board. So I don't see it changing. I see if there's a national Hunter Biden story, I don't see why Chad can't chime in as Hunter Biden. If there's a local story like this couple on East Avenue that threw a party that should be none of anyone's fucking business about what kind of party they throw or what kind of theme it is, or, you know, I mean, people are going after, we want to see an invite list. They want to burn these people at the stake that happen to be at this party.
Aren't they Democrat elitist snobs, these people?
They are. I don't know.
I mean, they have a 10,000 square foot mansion on East Avenue.
That's nice. And he's a dentist. I don't think they're hurting for cash.
I would not think so.
I think he's a Republican. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
But they have been.
I didn't know any Republicans lived on East Avenue in the city.
I think that they have been big supporters of some Democratic bigwigs. For example, It was last fall when Malik was running for mayor. Malik Evans was running for mayor against Lovely Warren. And Mr. Nicosia had reached out to me on Twitter and he said he's a Democrat. He is a Democrat. I don't know. I thought I heard someone say he's a Republican. Okay, but they're big contributors to Democratic campaigns, major Democratic campaigns. Malik Evans was one of them. They had a big party at their house. It was either late September or the beginning of October, and it was a fundraiser for Malik. And Mr. Nicosia reached out to me, direct message on Twitter, and said, "Hey, Kimberly, I'm a big fan of the podcast that you guys do on the We the People podcast network. I'm a big fan. Would love for you to come to the fundraiser that we're having at my home on East Avenue." Gave me the address, told me what time the party started, and said, "I would love to introduce you to Malik. I think you guys would really get along. He's a great guy. He definitely should be mayor." That was Mr. Nicosia.
Well, they didn't invite me because I just get shit bombed and that they'd have to throw me out.
Right. So I didn't end up going to the party. I don't know, for one reason or another. I have no idea. I didn't make it. I was not invited to their July 7th soiree. I did not know her. I've never talked to her. I've never met him except to have a Twitter discussion with him.
Fancy couple.
Beautiful
dress.
Well-to-do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have served the community. They've been on various boards. I think they're big contributors. They've contributed to Malik Evans' campaign. They contributed to Daryl Singletary's campaigin.
I think is it LaRon Singletary?
I'm sorry, what did I say? Daryl?
Daryl, yeah.
Is it he? Who's Daryl Singletary? Is he a baseball player? Daryl and his other brother Daryl.
Yeah, I know that.
LaRon Singletary, sorry.
Correct.
So big supporters of both of those individuals. So you look at that and you go, okay, they're major contributors to their campaigns to Black men. Are they racist? Someone says
Joe Morelli accused LaRon of that, basically, that he took money from known racists. So, and LaRon basically said, "Well, I already gave him the money back, so hold my beer." And what an idiot if you're Joe Morelli, right?
Yeah. You know, the fact of the matter is, this all came to light because of a firefighter who said he was so traumatized by the party that now he's looking at a payday, right? I went to a party that I didn't like. I'm suing the city for $4 million. Daryl Singletary is a country singer.
Wasn't he a baseball player? Or that's Daryl Strawberry?
I don't even know.
Daryl Singletary.
Whatever. LaRon Singletary. Whatever.
Is he a running back for the Bills?
I don't know. I'm an idiot.
I want to give my mourning to Len Dawson to you there. I know that's a big loss to the Kansas City faithful.
Can I just tell you, in the early 70s, I could just hear my dad screaming from the other room, "Come on, Lenny!" Len Dawson.
He was a hell of a broadcaster. I really enjoyed him.
He was. After he was quarterback for the Chiefs, when the Chiefs started up, you know, their franchise in Kansas City, he was the first quarterback of the Kansas City Chiefs. So, you know,
right.
Len Dawson went on to work for the ABC affiliate in Kansas City. It's Channel 9's ABC affiliate. He was a sportscaster there for a long time. And I will just tell you that Len Dawson, at the age of 87, passed away. He was in hospice, will be missed. But, you know, back to the story about a party. If I go to a party and I don't like the people at the party, or they don't have my kind of drinks at the party, or I don't like the people, whatever it is, if I'm not comfortable at the party, guess what I do?
Leave.
I do the head nudge to my husband. I'm like, we're out.
Do the shuffle. I feel like that we're sitting at the kitchen table here at your house and we're like drinking coffee or something. I don't drink coffee. Are we gonna have any wine or something? What are we doing here?
It's in the fridge.
You should get a bottle of wine. You
It's,
should get a glass of wine. What the hell?
I had to settle for a white fridge, just a plain, I mean, this is like no frills, white refrigerator. Yes,
It's
white
an
refrigerator.
Amana,
Um,
a
because
GE.
I don't know what, I think it's a Whirlpool, but
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, literally, I don't think this thing cost over $650. And it was only because between Lowe's and Home Depot, I could not get a fridge delivered before September 15th, the kind I wanted. So I'm like, fuck it.
Does it make ice?
It does make ice.
Well, that's all you need. You got to fill up your cooler. It's all that matters. Can you put food in it and does it make ice?
Right. Yes, yes, and yes. So, but yeah, so I got it because I couldn't get any of the refrigerators. So we're going to wait until we do the kitchen remodel to get the refrigerator I wanted. But yeah, the fridge is right there. It has box wine.
Nice. That's real redneck there.
So, if you're at a party and you don't like what they're serving or the people, or you don't like the ambiance, fucking leave. You don't sue.
You fill up your purse with the Italian cookies and you get out of there.
You don't say I'm going to lawyer up and sue for $4 million. And by the way, hopefully that guy won't see a damn dime. Because we know better. He wasn't traumatized. He wasn't treated poorly at that party. And I do believe in the Nicosias when they say he was welcomed, the firefighters were welcomed. They said, hey, here's some food, here's some drinks, help yourself, make yourself at home. But I will tell you this. You can't in one sentence say you're not racist and turn around and say you have little black Sambo Twitter accounts.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Word of advice. Don't do a fucking press conference. I mean, don't do a press conference. You just look stupid. Here's what you do if you do anything. You say you're sorry for being stupid. I'm sorry I was stupid. We had a stupid party. We had, Loopy Loopian and Rachel Barnyard on sticks in a yard. And we served Kentucky Fried Chicken and Hennessy. And we had Juneteenth stickers. Yes. Yes.
What the hell are you thinking? Seriously, what are you thinking?
It's your party. They can do anything they want. It's their house and their party. But you better be able to stand up and take the heat when you get heat. And you got to know that the heat is coming to you when you have that kind of a soiree. And then right after their attorney says that Mrs. Nicosia isn't racist, she admits to having 2 racist Twitter parody accounts. And they were pretty bad. But don't stand up.
What's wrong with people? Just do better. I mean, just do better. What the hell?
Say, I'm sorry. We're stupid. This has been a learning experience. And
People are idiots in general.
That press conference went on for an hour and 15 minutes. It was an hour and 12 minutes too long. You needed to get in, say,
how'd you like to be their PR person? I mean, can he even be a dentist anymore? They got to be canceling him, right? He's probably going to have to move.
I don't know. I mean, this whole thing of ruining people's lives over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing that gets me. People want to see the guest list. People want to know who was there. So to do what?
Right.
What are you going to do when you find out people are there? Were you going to hang them by a noose in the middle of downtown Rochester? What are you going to do? You're going to make sure that their workplaces know that they were at the Nicosia's party. And by the way, some of those people on this, and I think they were a member of like the hospital board, Strong, Highland, U of R boards, whatever. I'm going to just tell you, some of those men, if you do your research, some of those people use hookers regularly. Do your homework. Look up some of the people that are on some of those major boards in the city of Rochester, and you're going to find out that they don't exactly lead the nice, hey, my moral compass points due north lifestyle.
Right. Well, what
All
does
right?
Chad say, that, that they're the ones that are doing the things that they're accusing other people of doing?
Yeah. Some of those people on those boards, and I know of at least two, have the moral ethics of an alley cat. Yeah. And, there's someone on the radio that preaches regularly about
Uh-oh.
moral ethics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's got the moral ethics of an alley cat. I think we know who that is. Yes, like Loonsberry. Exactly. So, between the Nicosia's party and Biden forgiving student loan debt, which is never going to happen, by the way. It's unconstitutional. It's never going to happen.
But he
It's
doesn't
just
have the power to do it, but
doesn't have the
besides
power to
that,
do it.
right.
Doesn't, I mean, and by the way, I just got to ask you a question. I mean, did you put your kids through college?
Me? I paid
No, next door neighbor.
me? You're asking me a question? Wait a minute. You're asking me a question? My deal that I had with my kids, that if they wanted to go to MCC or a community college, I would pay for that. And then when they went to a real school, that I would say, then they got student loans for that. And Danielle went to Brockport, and her master's and everything, I think she was probably like 30,000 maybe student loans. And my son went to a private school, and his was probably 3 times that. So, but they both got good jobs, and it both worked out, and they have the means and the ability now to pay back the debt that they borrowed. That's the way it should be, right? I mean, if you get a degree in women's studies or pottery, and you can't pay back your $200,000 student loan, whose fault is that? Get a degree in something you can get a job in.
You just have to ask yourself, am I the American taxpayer? Me, the American middle class, getting taxed at both ends. Are you ready to take on $300 billion in student loan debt? Because free isn't free, you guys. Getting your debt, not paid.
Right.
Someone has to pay it.
I got a better idea.
That debt falls on someone. Right.
I got a better idea. When you go to a bank with a 22-year-old that just graduated from college, and the parents, like myself, are paying, the interest as the loan is going, and you go to a private bank and they charge these 22-year-olds 8%, 10% interest. Why can't the government just say for private lending that they have to cap out their interest at like 3-4% to these kids? Why are we charging 8, 9, 10% to a student loan? That's really, it's not the money, it's the interest that these kids are paying, and they can't pay the principal off because the damn
they can't pay the interest. They can't get past the interest.
My son's student loan payment's like $600-700 a month.
Yeah,
that's his student loan payment.
It's ridiculous. So you got to ask yourself, is the American taxpayer ready to take on all the student loan debt forgiveness of all the other, kids?
Well, they'll just print more money, and that'll cause the inflation issue to just get worse.
And I think it's 10 grand in debt loan forgiveness for an individual who makes less than 125, or for a couple who make less than, 210, something like that. But so here's how I understand this, and I may be wrong, but I was listening to a financial expert on one of the channels today. It said it's really not debt loan forgiveness. What's going to happen is you're going to get a 1099. You're going to get a 1099 for the debt, for the amount that is going to be written off. It's going to be taxed as income. That $10,000, you're going to get taxed on it.
Well, then how the
One way
hell
or
are you
the
going to
other.
be able to afford to pay that? Because that's going to change your tax bracket. So how are you going to be able to, if maybe you can pay $500-600 a month,
Yeah.
but how is somebody going to come up with $20,000-30,000 in 1 year to pay the tax on that? Because they're not taking any payroll deductions out.
Right. And
That can't be right. That makes no sense.
What, the 1099?
Yeah, that makes no sense.
No, I mean, we're saying the only way that would work is for 1099s to be issued for the $10,000 in debt loan forgiveness, and that $10,000 will be taxed as income.
Well, maybe if they did that over a period of time somehow.
Look at $10,000 anyway. Okay. So the average 4-year public college is what? $21,000 a year? And that doesn't even include.
A SUNY school is $20,000 a year.
That's what I'm saying. A 4-year average fee for a public college is 21, give or take, $21,000 a year, and that doesn't even count room and board a year.
Unless it's gone up quite a bit since I got my degree. I graduated in 2016. I will just say I did a 2 and 2, 2 years community college, 2 years Brockport, made it out with less than 15 grand in student loans.
Love connection.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's not quite that much. Just saying.
Yeah. You were smart. You did the 2 and 2 program. Had I had to do it all over again, I would have insisted. I would have put my foot down and said, Chloe, I'm not paying for you to go to an out-of-state college, even though you have a crap ton of scholarships. We still had to pay for that out-of-state. Even with the scholarships, we still took on substantial debt. Now it's almost all gone, but it's not without us. Literally, she's not paying it, I'm paying it. So, but again, the bottom line is it's unconstitutional. It has to pass both the House and Senate. This is a smokescreen for Democrats who are hoping this big buzz is going to get Democrats elected, and the media is not going to tell you the real story, but free is never free. Someone has to pick up that amount of money. It's just like that credit card debt forgiveness. Who gets that? I pay my credit cards.
Yeah.
If you have bills, freaking pay them.
I'm the idiot that's paid back every dime I've ever borrowed. Why the hell did I do that? I should have just, charged it up and go bankrupt. And then
I can't pay my mortgage. Should someone come in and forgive my mortgage? Right? Yeah. Angelina Michiki, thank God you're back. Hi, Angelina, and Stryker is there, and Vicky, and Karen Jenkins, and Janet Smith. I love it that I can see, at least on this particular stream. I know other streams are different, but we are back. And of course, we thank our sponsors, as always, Taylor Heating and Plumbing and Precision Lawn and Garden. But I will, I love this. I love that you guys are all tuning in. We are back.
Yeah. Hopefully I like this kitchen table kind of vibe that you got working here. I
love it that our connection is great.
The sound is terrible, but the connection's very good.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to step up your mic situation.
Yeah, we upgraded our internet here at the Revere Realty headquarters. So it looks like the streaming is working well. So
yeah.
Yeah, but the sound is not good. That's the only criticism.
You can't have everything in life, Tom.
I basically don't have anything.
You can't have everything in life.
So wait, I got one other question.
Yeah. Question.
How far away is the local Publix from where you are, or whatever you have for a supermarket? And how far is the liquor store? And is there like an Applebee's nearby? Where are you, in the middle of nowhere?
in South Carolina.
I don't know where you are.
You can buy boot. Nobody needs to know where I am. I'm in South Carolina. I'm in South Carolina. For those of us, I mean, you can buy wine and everything in the grocery store.
Oh, that's right.
You have to go to a liquor store to get like vodka or whiskey or whatever. But if you're just running to the grocery store, you can get, champagne, wine, red wine, white wine, whatever it is, right there in the grocery store. It's so convenient.
So you're like in a suburban area then.
Yeah.
Where pretty much everything is at your
I got to
fingertips.
tell you, I mean, I thought now all supermarkets are not Wegmans, all right?
Shocker.
And they don't move like Wegmans, but I will tell you that Publix is pretty damn close. Pretty darn close. I mean, it's not Wegmans, but they're pretty darn close. Boxed wine. So I got the black box, Lisa. Lisa's giving me. So I got. Hold on, I'll show you. I'll get up and I'll get it. Hold on.
All right. Get a glass.
Let me walk to my. And it doesn't even fit. It's too tall, so Rich has to shave it down. Hold on. Please hold.
Whoa.
That's the wine I have.
What?
Because I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking.
Just drink it
Honestly-
right out of the spigot.
Right here.
Yeah. How did my camera get fixed all of a sudden? What happened? My camera
happened?
is that the way it's always been?
Yeah. Don't worry
Oh,
about it.
because I kept seeing just like my face. Like,
Well, yeah,
close up.
I had it, because I'll explain it after the show. Tom.
I didn't know what the hell I was looking at.
Yeah.
I was just looking at my close up of my face.
Yeah, well, I wanted to pull up-
Someone is saying Harris Teeter. I haven't been to Harris Teeter, but I've been into Food Lion, and Food Lion is kind of on the same level as like a Piggly Wig, but Publix is the closest thing you're going to get to a Wegmans.
How's the Italian restaurant? Have you been to the local one there?
No, honestly, we haven't been out to any restaurants. Rich was down here for the first couple of days he was here. I mean, we were literally, again, just unpacking boxes and trying to get as much stuff done as we could while he was here. And that was changing out all the blinds and putting in the new toilets immediately. Those are things. And then the next time he comes down, which will be Labor Day weekend, he's going to be taking up all of the carpet that's here. So
Poor
he
man can
probably-
never get any sleep.
Yeah,
Slave driver
he gets
you are.
back to Rochester and he's like, thank God I'm not.
Yeah, get away
He's a
from
slave,
that. Get away from that Kimberlina.
he's a slave driver, that one.
Yeah.
But we have the floors picked out. We've got that. We're gonna have to have the hardwood. Oh, here's another thing. So apparently a year ago, the people that owned this house, it's carpet and hardwood, the original hardwood from like 1968, and it's in okay condition. It needs to be sanded down and redone. But they just thought that they would go through and like reglaze them, the hardwood floors. They didn't clean them first. So the lady here had cats, and she didn't vacuum up the hardwoods. So there's cat hair, and you can see it under the
Gross.
glazing of the, under the glazing of the hardwood. So before we get the hardwoods done, because there's hardwood in the kitchen that I'm going to keep, I want to get the kitchen done, and then I'll do the floors after I do the kitchen. Or I'm going to have that conversation with the guy tomorrow anyway. I don't know. But yeah, but I want to keep the original hardwoods, but I cannot have cat. I cannot. Every time I reach down, I think, what's on the floor? And then I realize, oh, it's under a glaze that they did.
Oh, you keep trying to pick it up or sweep it?
And then I
Oh, that's
realized, oh, I
annoying.
can't because she hard glazed it in when they.
2 words, Kimberlina. Area rug.
I can't though, you know.
Why not?
I have to fix that situation. But anyway, so now you know what you know. I'm in South Carolina. We moved. I sold the house. We're happy. There's a lot of work to do. My mom is good.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, it takes a big commitment to make a decision like that, because I mean, I'm going to be here probably till I die. I mean, I'm planning on maybe being I'll be real courageous and maybe be a snowbird at some point. But, I've never really moved in my life, and it takes a lot of, you
Mhm.
know, to pick everything up and just say, "Hey, we're going," and then do it.
It does.
So
I mean, you really have
I
to. I
admire
mean,
you for that a little bit.
once you're in, you're in. I mean, I've moved. I'm no stranger to moving from state to state. I've been doing it since I've been in radio, and so I mean, you just got to say, okay, I'm all in, and then you got to be all in. You know,
Yeah, that's the hard
well,
part is once you sold the house, now it's like, oh my God, we just sold the house. Now we got all this we got to do. And
mhm.
to have COVID on top of it at the same time was a nightmare that
It
you
was
guys
it
had
was
to
a nightmare.
get
I
through.
will tell you, we went on vacation. It was a horrible vacation, probably one of the worst vacations I've ever been on in my life, for reasons that I won't say here on the podcast. But um, and then to come down sick, we came back early from vacation actually.
Mhm.
I got sick on that Thursday and we left that next morning. So we didn't even stay Friday and Saturday. And it's a good thing we didn't, because there was no way that I was going to be able to function, to try to get everything moved. So
Well, I
yes,
mean,
we
it's
came
not
through the Rona.
COVID isn't what it was, but it's still, it still knocks you on your ass, and you can't really function for a few days to a week
We
when
we had to function though.
you
That was
had
the
to.
thing.
Yeah, that's
Had
crazy.
to. We had to. So, but we got it done. It's all better now. So again, I mean, sometimes you just have to take that giant leap. And my husband has never lived out of New York State either. He's kind of like you, but we got to look at it this way. I mean, besides my daughter, I don't have any family in New York,
Right.
and he never sees his family in New York. They never reach out to him. We got to the point where we just stopped inviting people because some of his relatives, because they would just never come. They had things to do, and we were at that point we were just done.
Yeah, the writing's on the wall.
Mhm.
It's time to move on.
And we did. So we have a lot of plans for South Carolina, and we're going to enjoy them. So there you are.
Is that it? That's the
That,
update.
that
It
is
wasn't, it
that is
wasn't
the
much of a podcast. It was more of a little round table discussion at your kitchen table there. But
this is how it's going to be until I think we get cameras and everything set up. When I sold the house, I sold all of my office furniture.
yeah.
I sold the office furniture, and I sold the dining room table, and I sold the formal dining room table. So I don't really have much of an office yet.
Do
So
you have,
this may be
do
how
you have
we
a
do.
bedroom or something that you could put some padded walls in and do
Okay,
something
there's
like
not going
that?
to be any padded walls anywhere.
No. No.
When's the next show? Next week, Tuesday.
Next week, unless we've updated people and said, hey, we're still going to do this, so we're just
We are.
we are.
And I'm going to continue to sell real estate there in New York, because I am still able to, as long as I keep up on all the
RevereRealty.com 467
licenses.
1776.
That's right. We will sell your house. We'll help you find your house. And I can do that I mean, listen, the majority of what we do in selling houses is all on a keyboard and a computer anyway. And Tom and anyone can take you to see the homes. So
I do all the work anyways, so it doesn't matter.
yeah, you do. Anyway, so Kimberly's Revolution will be back next Tuesday. Hopefully, when does Chad go on vacation?
He didn't go this year. He
What?
didn't go to Myrtle Beach this year. He's been too busy. So,
Oh,
and he bought a boat. So so I
Oh.
think he's been hanging out on the boat on Irondequoit Bay lately.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. That's
So
good.
so if you see our beloved counselor out on Irondequoit Bay, make sure you tell him hi.
That's
to our
almost as good
listeners.
as Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Or not. All right. That is going to do
Right.
it for us. Kimberly's Revolution. We are back. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to our sponsors, Taylor's Heating and Plumbing and Precision Lawn and Garden. We appreciate you. If anyone wants to advertise with us, please let us know and give us a call. Tom, what's that number again?
Well, you can get a hold of me at 467-1776. That's the number for Revere Realty.
So there you go. So that's all you
Yeah.
need to do. We'll be back next Tuesday. We thank everyone, as always.
God bless. Be kind to others.